series. Let's take a look at the matchups in the Eastern Conference. Milwaukee and Orlando in the 1-8. At the bottom, you got the number 2 seed, Toronto, the reigning champs. They've got Brooklyn, and as much as Brooklyn fights, and you saw them tonight, man, that's a real handful with Toronto, and Toronto took 3 out of 4 in the regular season. Let's look at that Boston-Philly real quick. So what do you need to see, Shaq, out of Joel Embiid for the Sixers to handle the Celtics? They beat them 3 times out of 4 in the regular season, but no Ben Simmons in this series. What will Joel Embiid have to do?
He has to dominate. 22, like I said, is not going to be good enough. He's going to have to be in the high 28, 29 to low 30s. He's going to have to dominate in a way to where Boston starts to panic so he can get others open. I don't know who the second guy is that can be like a
Tobias
like
Harris.
A Ben Simmons. Okay, you know, Tobias Harris has the ability, but when you dominate as a big guy, defenses panic. They want to double, they want to do that, and then you get others involved. You can't win it without the others.
How do you see Boston-Philly?
I think Philly might be a little overmatched without Ben Simmons. Just Tatum, the wings with Tatum and Brown, and at the point with Kemba, those 3 guys. They don't need help to create a shot. They don't need anyone to make a shot for them. They can create their own shot. And the issue would have been if they had moved Ben back to point and said, like, how do you guard him on the perimeter? And they don't have that issue anymore. So I think that will make the Celtics a lot more comfortable, and they should, I think, win this series easily.
If Philly has a chance, Joel has to dominate. He has to get at least 30 a night and get everybody in foul trouble or force the Celtics to double him. If he's not the best player in the series, they got 0 chance. I don't know if they have a great chance right now, but the Celtics, if he's the best player in the series, the Sixers have a chance. He's got to dominate. I mean, like I say, when you play a team that's better than you, there's nothing you can do. You just got to do your best. When you play on a team like, hey, guys, if we play well, we can beat this team. If Joel Embiid is the best player in that series, the Sixers can win.
In Miami, Indiana, meantime, always good to have a little spicy edge to a matchup, and you have that with Jimmy Butler and T.J. Warren. This happened on January 8th, and then they kind of, have rekindled that, and so is Indiana without Sabonis, and they've had a good run in the bubble. Can they beat the Miami Heat? Take it, Kenny.
Without Sabonis, no. The way the Miami Heat play as a collective unit, you have to have everybody there. They on every position, they're serviceable or really good. Very similar to what Toronto is. In every position, they're serviceable or very good. So without Sabonis, someone that you have to double team, someone who rebounds on the offensive boards, get you up. Forget about what he does on offense, but on offensive boards, getting you extra shots. I think that's a little bit too much to ask, even though T.J. Warren and Victor Oladipo is starting to look great, starting to come back into his shape. I just think it's too much.
Well, it depends on Oladipo. He's got to take over being the best player, or he's got to keep doing his thing. This is a toss-up. I think Nate McMillan's probably the most underrated coach in the NBA, but the Miami Heat don't scare anybody. I mean, and Jimmy's going to have to control his emotions. Like, he's the best player on that team. He's the leader of that team. If he's going to spend all his energy going at T.J. Warren, that's not going to work, because when you're the best player, you can't get in foul trouble and you cannot get sidetracked. So to me, that's a pick.
That's a bonus. What would you say? It'd be easy.
Oh, they have, I think Sabonis is terrific.
Right.
Yeah, he's not his daddy, but he's terrific.
Yeah.
But to me, if Oladipo plays well, that's a long, drawn-out series either way.
Miami's won all 3 meetings. They play again tomorrow, which will be strange as they get set to play in the playoffs.
Well, they probably
next
won't
week.
play anybody.
No, exactly. That's not going to be must-see TV. Who do you like, Miami or Indiana?
I like Miami because Miami is known for defense. You can't let this T.J. Warren guy average 30 or 40. I think if they bring him back down to earth to where he was, I don't even know where he was, but saying 15 to 20 points a game, then they should be able, to win this. Indiana does have a chance to win a couple games because they do have some talented player, but you can't let a guy like T.J. Warren average 40.
The Western Conference, you got the Western Conference breakdown for us.
This is my favorite
series.
series.
This is the one, Charles, that you were begging for. But now we got Russell Westbrook going to miss, as they say, a few games because of the quad injury.
I know that changes. I wanted to see it. I love animosity. I'm in for.
I love animosity.
Yeah, I love animosity, and I'm in for petty.
Yeah, he loves
Chris Paul.
animosity. He likes
I'm gonna say it again. Chris Paul, the best leader in the NBA.
I've heard that before.
Geez.
This is going to be a terrific series. And now,
Who's going to win it?
how many games is Westbrook gonna miss?
That's the question.
2? The Oklahoma City Thunder.
You're just guessing?
No, they said a few. A few means
What?
more than one. So
A few,
wait, does
a
it mean
few
two?
kind of sounds like three to
Does it
me.
mean-
A couple means
more than
two.
one. My choice is
If
two.
I ask you for
it could be
few
3, 4.
pieces of candy, I'm
gonna give you
expecting
two.
three.
That's what I'm saying.
If I ask you for a couple,
Well, let me say this, Ernie.
As they say, as the wording was, at least the first few.
Well, let me say this. Without Westbrook, I'm going with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Let's now look at all of those matchups in the Western Conference.
so cheap. Only
Lakers got either Portland or Memphis as the number 1 seed. Clippers and Dallas in the 2-7 matchup. And, the Mavs have not won a series since they won the NBA title.
Well, they ain't gonna win this one either.
I was just looking
Love my
for
boy
something.
Mark Cuban.
I
They're
was
not gonna
looking
beat
for
the
something
Clippers.
quick that and succinct from you on that one. And
They got a shot though.
That'll do.
They got a shot.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't. Have you looked at the
Tell 'em.
if you watch this stuff, Kenneth, which is our job, the Clippers own the Mavericks.
I'm not saying that they don't, but they don't own this Maverick.
No,
This is a different team.
well, they beat them 3 times this year.
they
all
played
3
them all.
meetings.
They beat them all.
No, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but don't
When you
forget the
come in,
factors.
when you
Yeah, but
take
don't
3
forget the
months
factors,
off,
Kenny.
you come back 3 months off, and Luka Doncic comes back into this bubble. He is Luka Doncic in the next year, the MVP candidate. He's playing like an MVP candidate.
guess what?
When he
Guess
left,
who's
he was
listening
playing
right
like an
now?
all-star.
And guess who listening right now? He's shutting all that down. Pat Beverly's shutting all that down.
Oh, he's not. We're not even talking. It's
Yeah,
Paul
Pat
George.
Beverly, yeah.
saying?
Pat
Listen,
Beverly's shutting all that down.
I've watched him.
And Kristaps Porzingis was playing nowhere the way he played.
But look at Doncic's numbers against the Clippers. He has a really difficult time.
This ain't the same one.
Well, I'm just telling you, his
He averaged
turnovers.
28, 9, and 8. He
Check out what his turnovers are. Put his turnovers up.
No,
he has
this
a
is not-
hard. No, that's just his offensive stat. Look at his turnovers against Kawhi and Paul George.
Okay.
How about Denver, Utah?
Pick him.
I'm gonna go with Denver. I think Mike Malone is a terrific coach. Denver has probably more young talent. Michael Porter Jr., I've said to you, Michael Porter Jr. to me is the key to that team. If he starts playing like the second best player, we know Joker's their number 1 guy, but if Michael Porter is their second best player, that team is going to be dangerous.
And Jamal Murray is
Jamal Murray, I like
rounding
Jamal
back
Murray.
into form after missing some games.
But Michael Porter Jr. brings a different element to that team.
I like Utah.
What about missing Bogdanovich?
That's a biggie.
Yeah.
Second leading scorer.
That is. But I need Donovan to just go out and just play like he's the best on the court.